It's time for the Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show, where there are two sides to every story. Enjoy the broadcast. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. I am super duper excited about tonight's broadcast. You know how I feel about bringing people from my hometown to my platform so that we can chat. Well, I am excited tonight to have Eric Scott in the house here at Ella Johnson Show. I want to welcome all of you. You know, you could be doing anything else right now, but you decided to tune in and be here with us tonight. If you're watching from Facebook, do me a favor and share the broadcast, okay? If you're watching from LinkedIn or Instagram or Global News Network, wherever you're watching from, thank you. But also, if you're over at YouTube and you're watching the broadcast, do me a favor and subscribe, right? I mean, you're already there. So just do me that one, and so that everyone on your timeline can watch this broadcast tonight. You know, I love going back and bringing people here. Eric, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so excited. I'm sure there's so many people, when they saw what you accomplished, they're like, I definitely need to hear his story. Because, you know, sometimes we don't get the privilege of knowing the ins and outs from people that win these awards and that are honored. And I think that who better to honor? I mean, you're from my hometown. We grew up together. And I just think it's only fair and only right that we honor you tonight. So I'm glad that you were able to come here and be here. What would you like to say before we get started tonight?
Oh, nothing. Just thank you for the platform. Thank you for thinking of me. I really would like to say that I know that this is the award that I won is an individual award, but really it took a lot of people were involved in it. My coaching staff, the players, the community. It was a real team effort. Everybody played a great part in it. I get the award and it's got my name on it, but it's really a team award. So I'd just like to start with that, but we'll continue.
I love it. I love your attitude about that. That is so true. Welcome to a very special edition of the Ella Johnson Show. Tonight, we aren't just talking about sports. We are talking about the heart of Alabama. Y'all know that's where I'm from. I'm very proud. Now, tonight's conversation is with a man whose name is synonymous with discipline, championship, grit, and most importantly, family. He is a son of Monroeville, a 1996 graduate of Monroe County High School, and a defensive mastermind who has spent decades shaping the lives of young men across the Gulf Coast, all the way from Viger to Saraland, and now at the helm of the Baker High School Hornets. In 2025, he did what many thought was impossible, right? Leading Baker to its first region title in 36 years. You heard it, 36 years, and being named the 7A head coach of the year. But listen, real talk, if you ask Eric, he'll tell you he didn't do it alone like he just did. He calls it a family business. So I am excited, Eric, that you're here. Like I was telling you, we're going to get comments. People are going to come here. There you go. There's your brother. What up, y'all? I'm going to share this now. Thank you, Scotty. Listen, Scott, Tyrone, you see him representing ATL Wood. And this is one of the early ones right here, guys. I had to go in the back of the closet and get this one. But, I believe in you, Tyrone. You've always been my friend. I always we're here to support you. But tonight, we're going to talk about Eric. We want to talk about Monroeville. Now, we can't have this conversation, not rightfully, without talking about where it all began. Grew up in Monroe County, Monroeville, Alabama. Tell me what it was like in the Scotts household. What did y'all do over there?
Well, we grew up with our grandmother, Sarah Williams, and grandfather, Willie Williams, in Monroeville. Our mother, growing up with our mother, then we, at a certain age, we went back and lived with our mother. In the summertime, we would go to Finchburg and stay with my um, grandparents on my dad's side, the Tate family. Um, Mr. Robert Edward Tate and Beatrice Tate. So we had just a mixture in life. You had Monroe, which was considered, in the town. We just say in
Yeah.
town because
Yeah.
it wasn't a city, but you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say well, it's considered a city for us in the country. All right, so because when we were at the Tate household in the summer, on Saturday we would go to town. So
Yeah.
and then during the year we would live in town and then go out to the country, the real country. Everybody down here in Mobile thinks all Monroe is country, but we know that in Finchburg you really in the country.
What?
So we we was out there with well water, um, 4-wheelers, BB guns, and trees and animals. So we was out there really living the country life in the summertime, and wouldn't give nothing for it. It made us who we are. Um, we tell a story about that country life for real. My granddaddy Tate came and got us. I think it might have been after our ninth grade year of high school. He called us and said he needed us, he wanted us to come over, needed our help, right?
Uh-huh.
At that time, we both was Derek was 6'2", I was 6'1". Derek was 235 pounds, I was 215 pounds.
Ooh.
So we were grown men at that point in the ninth grade, and we were 13 years old at that time. So he came and got us, and we got there on I think on a Thursday. Yeah, I think it was a Thursday. They baled hay all day Thursday. They baled hay all day Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doggone picking the hay up Saturday morning. And when we got through, we picked the hay up and we stacked hay, picked hay, stacked hay, picked hay, stacked hay all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And then on Monday, when we finished, my brother looked at me and Derek looked at me in my eye. He said, I don't know about you. I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And we went and started playing football with a whole new passion. All right. And that's when we made the decision that we were going to go to college. Yeah. So
really?
Oh yeah.
Because listen, now those of y'all uppity folks out there, y'all don't know about Finchburg. You're like, Finchburg. I know about Finchburg too, because we used to go over there for something different. We would go over there to kill hogs on Saturdays. See, people out there don't know about that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
This is why I like talking to people from the country.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. And them folks in Monroe tell you, you can't go to every hog killing. The hog killing was a big deal. Now everybody show up. That was like these trail rides they got now, where everybody show up and hang out and play music or whatever. The hog killing was like that back in the days. Yes, sir.
So you guys started playing football. I mean, who did you play football with though?
That's an interesting story, because in Monroe, we're not known for playing football. We're known for playing baseball. Oh yeah, we were really good at baseball all our life. A little quick story on that. Derek hit the first home run ever hit at the new baseball park. The day it opened up for the first day ever in Monroe, Derek hit a home run in T-ball. Literally in T-ball, he hit a home run the first day. So yeah, we were known for baseball. And if you really want to know the truth about it, Ernie Williams came home, won some. Ernie played football and was really good at. By the time we were getting ready to go, Ernie was the guy playing football. Mark was the one playing football earlier that we saw when we were growing up. We watched Mark and Lorenzo, and then it was Mark, then Ernie, then Lorenzo. So watching all them play football, Monroe County didn't have or had gotten rid of Pee Wee football at the time. So we actually never got a chance to play football until we were in middle school. And back then it was junior high.
That's
So that's
right.
when we started playing. So we played baseball all the way up until we were like 11 years old. So everybody knew us for playing baseball. And everybody thought we was going to play baseball on the next level. And so we started playing football and ended up being pretty good at football. And that's a story there because that's kind of one of the decisions that around that time period is when we decided to start that we wanted to be coaches, and it had to do with baseball and football. Um, in high school, I was on the baseball team under Randy Allison, and he made me. I hate to say these words, but he made me quit baseball. Uh,
Really?
yeah, he made me quit baseball. I played a game and I got called out 3 times on strikes on balls that were not over the plate. But he was so mad that and they call backwards K's and that's what they're called when you watch the third strike.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell this man them balls were not strikes. He didn't care. All right. So when I came to practice that next day, he was on it that day. He was he was on it. That joker sent me out there and told me to run 5 poles until he got tired. So I
Whoa.
ran 5 poles and I walked and I ran and I walked and I ran. I counted every last one. And the more I counted, the madder I got. When I finished that day, I ran 75 5 poles. I ran and walked 75 5 poles. The next day, I brought him the baseball uniform and turned it in, and that's when I focused on football. That was my senior year. So
That
yeah,
is amazing.
yeah,
What
that was
about that made you want to coach though? What was the
because I
part of
didn't
it?
want it. I didn't want well, and the next part of that. So I didn't want nobody to ever treat a kid like that again. But that's
Mm,
so that's part of why I coach. Um, is being treated like that. The next part is when I got to college. It took me 2 years to figure out how to play college football because my level of expertise was not taught in high school that I needed to be an immediate star or immediate player in college. So it took me 2 years to learn everything I need to learn to play. And once I learned it, then I got hurt. So that's kind of where I decided, okay, yeah, that I want to be a coach, and I'll make sure that kids that leave high school will be ready to go immediately to college. And that's one of the reasons I run a complicated defense now is to get kids to learn it in high school so when they get to college they're prepared.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Because a lot of what you need out there on that field, you got to really understand the strategy behind it,
Truly.
right? Is that what you're teaching them? Strategy. Wow.
Strategy, techniques, and from a person that played it and understands it, and I tell people the best coaches are the best teachers. If you can't teach it, it does not matter exactly any. It has no bearing on the outcome of what the coach knows. Because once the kids are on the field, they're going to have to perform. They're going to have to execute, and you can't be out there telling them what to do on the field. So they got to be able to take the knowledge that you give them and go on the field and execute.
Wow. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that because there's something that I want to do. Into the show, I want to let people know this show tonight is dedicated to someone very special to you. Tonight's broadcast is dedicated to
No.
the late Justin Williams.
Mm,
That is the show tonight. And here is a picture that represents you. I know that if he were here, he would be on this show, probably just
yeah,
giving you all the love
ain't
that's
no doubt.
possible.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, yeah. You
So
gonna
I
make me
just
you
wanted
gonna
to
make me cry on
dedicate.
here tonight.
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah,
he would tell you right now if he were here?
man, that joker used to say all the time, "Go on, Jalen." He loved Jalen Hurts. I know he said, "But go on, mm, go on, man, do your thing, E." Oh
So
my goodness, yeah. I know he'd be extremely proud. He was proud. He was proud before, and I know he's proud of us now. Yeah,
Absolutely. And I
absolutely.
know that because the last time I saw you was at the funeral.
Yeah.
And I thought, what could I do tonight for this show to get to the heart and soul of Eric besides just asking him questions. And I wanted to make sure that you understood that you have a lot of people around you that love you and are just listen. I've seen so many comments about you. It is just unbelievable. I've never done research on somebody and I'm just getting all this stuff. And I'm like, he's really true to what he says. Because it's one thing to say stuff about yourself, but it's another thing when other people say it about you. Right. And
I'm
that's
on.
exactly, yeah, that's exactly what I see. And I'm going to bring up the comments. I see Sheila. Hello, Sheila. I see you. I see you. Thank you. She says, you are doing it. Exactly. Wonderful. So let's go back to Monroeville because I'm sure there's some people Eric along the way that I mean there are many. We already know that. So I don't want you to so if he doesn't say your name, please know that there are a lot of people. But what I'm getting at is who is someone that you met growing up that was a mentor, that it wasn't about football, it was about life. That they told you something that you still think about today. Who was that person and what did they tell you?
It's so many people in that category.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can start with cousins, uncles, aunts, um, church members. Um, I don't want to call any names because you're gonna leave somebody out, but
Oh yeah. Don't call names. Just tell me what they told you.
yeah, it wasn't really so much what they told me; it's what they showed. And you know what I mean.
Wow.
A lot of
Okay.
people walked their message and the way they lived and the way they carried themselves. But the one that just keeps coming back to my mind is Mr. Pleasant, Mr. Johnny Pleasant. He's definitely an inspiration for us. Those deacons in the church, those Larry Snowdens, and I hate to start calling names, but um,
Sometimes you just gotta.
yeah, the Kenny Smiths, you know what I mean, all the people,
Yeah.
Mr. G, just the way people carried themselves. Um, like I said, I had uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody, coaches that influenced us. Coach Allen, Coach Sanders, Jerome Sanders, and just so many people that poured into us and encouraged us. It's not one thing because we were always. And I'm not trying to toot my horn, but we always try to treat people how we want to be treated.
That's right.
That my grandmama instilled in us. Sarah Williams instilled in us the golden rule. Doing others, you had them do unto you. And that was the real thing we lived by. And then just try to have fun and be, just have fun, be true to yourself, and don't think you just more than anybody else or anybody of that nature. And just go out and just live, try to live right, you know.
That's right.
So but it was all these people that I could think about. We sung in the choir. I could think about Sunday mornings walking in, getting ready to sing. Didn't really want to sing, but you see, all the men up there and they laughing, cracking jokes in the back. You know what I'm saying? Making jokes in the back. So you go out there and just get just having a good time. Just seeing men that didn't mind having fun, but served God and did it, and they were this in the community and you see them around helping folks and all stuff. It was just Monroe just was a great place to grow up with
It
good
really
people.
was.
You know what I mean? So I really can't really can't say because I mean, everybody has stories and everything, but it was there were good white people that helped us and poured into it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the Palfrey family, you know what I mean? The Kendrick family. I'm like I said, I'm gonna name some folks. I'm probably, Mr. Tommy Jordan. There's great people around Monroe that just poured into us and always encouraged us. Therefore, when we needed, something, just ask a person for something or whatever the case may be. It was just a great place to grow up. I wouldn't give nothing for my upbringing.
Somebody said they love how Eric takes the boys to church, which is a great thing. You take your boys to church, the team?
Well, we took them at Viger. At Baker, we try to bring in pastors, youth pastors, and speak to the kids on game day. Because now in that aspect, we don't want to alienate one church over another church.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
therefore, at Baker, we don't do it like that. But at Vigo, we would take them to different churches in the community each week, and then after that, we would say, "Hey, since we brought them, would you mind, let's take them out to eat and give them something to eat after church?" And they would send us to a barnyard buffet, and we would go there, eat after church, and then send them home after that. And then we would go meet and start our meetings for church. So we did do that at Viger and other places that I was at. But at Baker, we don't do it in that aspect. Now we changed it up, and now we have youth ministers come in and speak to the kids before we eat on game day, and do it like that now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that's so important because it's not just about getting out there playing football. These kids have to survive out here too.
Yeah,
And
life lessons. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. So when you were growing up, I want to go back to this because winning is when you just won a prestigious award, like 7A Coach of the Year. Who taught you the art of knowing how to win? Because some people don't know how to win,
yeah.
right? So who taught you on the humility that comes with winning?
I'm not sure who taught me, but I can definitely tell you that I figured some things out in college. When we got to Southern Miss, we were around some really good football players. And during that time while we were there, we ended up winning 3 state championships. Excuse me, I'm saying state champ, 3 conference championships while we were there. So just seeing how those players, that program was run at that time under Coach Jeff Bauer, and the things that we were able to accomplish there during that time, it really instilled in me what was necessary and how good teams prepare on a weekly basis, and how well prepared we was on Saturdays when we went out there to play opponents, and how well we were able to play against them. It also instilled in me what it takes to be successful in football on a week in, week out basis.
So
The
now
pre-
let's move. So who was born first? I'm curious about that. Was it you
yeah,
or Derek?
I was born first.
Was it like within minutes or within seconds or something like that?
Yeah, we actually were born premature.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we were born premature. So we were born by cesarean section, and I was born first. And we actually spent the first month of our life in Mobile in the NICU.
Mm.
Yep,
Wow.
yep,
Okay. The
yep,
story gets even deeper, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
They said we'd be sickly, have all kind of health problems and everything
oh,
else. Yeah, they told us, hey man, but there was some
so
praying folks around there that
you
didn't
better
take.
believe it. You
Yeah,
better believe it. Now you guys were superstars in high school, both of you. You were like all-star players for defense. Tell us about that, both of you, and how did y'all coach each other?
well, yeah, we played on defense together. Yeah, it was just fun. He was on one side, so when Coach Allen got there, I want to say that was our sophomore year, going into our junior year, and he decided he would put Derek on one side and then put me on the other side. So they had to run it at one of us, and we really excelled in that defense and understood what he was trying to teach us and everything. So it helped each other. We learned football together, and playing with each other really was something that you can't explain.
Yeah,
It's something that when you got your brother on the field with you, there's some things you don't have to say. You know that person has your back on the other side.
that's right. That's right. So you guys basically feed off of each other. You support each other's success, and I mean, I thought that was amazing. So what you guys did in Mobile when you were playing against each other, you were basically setting yourselves up for that from high school. Sounds
Yeah,
like. Yeah.
yeah, you got a point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that, but yes. So yeah, we've definitely been competing, but we try to work together and help each other. But that was one of the instances in life where we had to compete against each other. Not something that I look forward to or want to do
I'm
again, but
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Right. Was it difficult to
very,
play against? Is it really?
very difficult.
Oh.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you have to make sure you keep that family thing strong because that's what's most important. Because when the
correct.
lights are off, you're still family, right?
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no
Yeah.
doubt.
So you mentioned Coach Allen from high school. When's
Mhm.
the last time you talked to him?
Matter of fact, it was probably about a month or two ago. I gave him a call just to see how he was doing around the state. We saw him at the state championship games in December. Then I gave him a call again about January or February. So about a month or so ago, maybe two. Just just checking in on him and see how you doing.
Well, I actually had a conversation with him too.
Really?
This, and I'm proud to do it. You and Derek are first class since 1995. You've always been 7A Coach of the Year. What a great honor. I think the greatest honor I would say to you is I'd be proud if you coach my sons. I love you. Congratulations. And in closing, please get a haircut.
Yeah. He was going to be here tonight, but he had an engagement with his wife, something that he had promised her for a long time. So I asked him, hey, look, give me a video, at least something. And he was like, glad to do it. Glad to do it. Yeah,
Oh,
so many people really look up to you and support you. It's amazing. So you end up going to college at University of Southern Mississippi.
yeah.
How was that? Away from home, you're on your own. How did you cope?
Man, well, and coping wasn't hard, to be honest. Had my brother there with me. We were there together.
Okay.
So that we were able to support each other and help each other. And to be honest with you, we had a great time. The initial, I say the hardest part was the ride leaving home when we got in the car and packed up all our stuff and talking about going to Hattiesburg. That was the toughest part. After we got dropped off about, I would say probably about by 2 o'clock the next day, we were already all in. So yeah, we kind of took off and just had fun and enjoyed it and tried to experience the college life and did a pretty good job of getting our grades and playing football and experiencing you know that part of life, figuring out what you want to do with life, figuring out
Mm,
how you're going to do it, how you're going to make your living and everything. So, and we knew early on that we wanted to be coaches, and we took those paths. We took different paths on on our educational side. Derek went into health, and I went into history. But
okay.
we definitely knew that we wanted to be coaches, and we chose Southern Miss because of their coaching degree.
Oh, wow. So I think that's important because you mentioned that, you were just as equally excited about your education as you were sports.
Yeah.
Why is that so important to these kids that may be watching or may watch this broadcast?
Well, I think it is the great equalizer. That what people call education is the great equalizer.
Yeah,
Education is something no one can take from you.
that's
Once you've
right.
achieved it, no one can take that from you. It was instilled in us by my aunt Mary Bertha, all of my mom, my grandparents, everybody. My mom couldn't stand C's, and she used to be so upset with us in high school when we stopped bringing books home and still made A's and B's and never wasn't studying at home. But we kept telling her we were doing the work at school, and after a while she realized that if the grades ain't bad, you can't really ain't much we can fuss about. So, but she was upset for a while there until we proved to her that we could handle it. So we were always kind of sound in school, and had some great teachers in high school. Uh, Yeah, they set a foundation for us. Miss Booth, Miss Kiefer, and all those teachers, Miss Lambert. I mean, Mr. Burt. Oh man, it was just always it was such good teachers. Miss Sawyer. We had great teachers that would just pour into you and they had coached. I mean, Lord, they had taught your whole family, so they already knew you.
Right?
Most of them teachers have been there 30, 40 years, so they didn't coach. I mean, they didn't taught and coached every person in your family, so they know everybody. So, it was just, like I said, Monroe was just a great place to grow up.
I'm telling you. See, when I'm bragging about Monroe, y'all think I'm crazy. See, listen, I'm telling you. Because what we had really prepared us, right, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Kiefer's qual labs, where we had to go in there and centrifuge stuff and find out all the compounds in this stuff. People don't even do that type stuff no more. I mean, like you can't even get that type of science education anymore. And I still won't forget Miss Booth gave me a D. Well, she didn't give me a D. I earned that D. My only D in high school, and I did not do that bug project. And she got me, and I really thought she wasn't gonna she wasn't gonna get me.
Which project was that?
She made us do a bug project where we had to classify bugs. We had to go out at night, catch bugs, put them on a little board, stick them, and then use the Latin name to classify the bugs and then put them all in order and stuff. Yeah. Man, I will never forget Monica Dean and Derek and I think Monica Betts all came by the house and they were going out searching for bugs. They're like, man, you ain't gonna come? Nah, I ain't doing it. I said, I literally said, I'm not gonna do it. And I really thought she wasn't gonna fail me. I mean, well, she didn't fail me, but boy, I got my only D in high school messing around with that bug collection. And I got a D in biology on my transcript, messing around with that bug collection.
What?
Yeah, that's the only D I made in my life. Well, not in my life.
Were you afraid of the bugs or something? Is that why you didn't want to do it?
I just didn't want to get the bugs.
It was just too much.
I just didn't want to go out there chasing no bugs around at night. And it was the last minute. They had decided like the night, it was like 2 nights before the project would do it, they were going to go do it. And they went out there, they did it. They all passed. I didn't do it. I came in there with my little project with about 5 bugs.
And she was like, you didn't even try.
Yeah,
Eric.
basically.
Come on.
Yeah, she got me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hear you.
So, but that type of, those type of events in life kind of taught me, like, okay, I ain't waiting until the last minute. You know what I mean? They proved to me, because I kind of thought, like, she ain't going to do nothing. It ain't going to be that bad. It was that bad.
So just imagine what it would have been like had she let you slide, because
exactly stuff like that.
Know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have a video. I have a video that we're gonna watch at this point because we're like halfway through our conversation. So I want you guys to sit back and just kind of watch this video. They say you can tell a lot about a man by the ground he walked on as a child. For Eric Scott, that ground was Monroeville, Alabama. Before the championship rings and the Coach of the Year titles, he was just a boy with a dream and a twin brother by his side. Growing up in Monroe County, life was about 2 things: family and football. Eric and Derek weren't just brothers, they were a unit. Whether it was on the dirt roads or the high school gridiron in '95, Eric was learning that success isn't something you take. It's something you build with the people you love. But the road to the top isn't a straight line. It's a winding path through places like Viger, Saraland, and Foley. Eric didn't just show up and win. He put in the work. He was the guy in the film room at midnight. He was the coach who cared more about a player's grades than their 40-yard dash. He took every lesson from every stop, every win, and every heartbreaking loss, and he packed them all into his playbook. He wasn't just building a career, he was building a reputation as a man of his word. Then came Baker, a program that had been waiting 36 years for a spark. In 2025, Eric Scott didn't just bring a spark, he brought a bonfire. He led those Hornets to a region title that people will be talking about for decades. When he stood there as the 7A head coach of the year, the world saw a winner. But if you looked closely, you saw a man who was simply doing what he'd been practicing since he was a kid in Monroeville, leading with humility. But if you ask Eric what his greatest trophy is, he won't point to a shelf in his office. He'll point to his living room. Behind every great coach is a support system that keeps the world turning.
Many congratulations to you, Coach Scott. What a wonderful first season as head coach. Always remember we love you and the best is yet to come.
Whether he's being dad in the stands at a Saraland game or a husband at home, this is where the real work happens. He calls it a family business because at the end of the day, the scoreboard eventually turns off. But family is forever. This celebration of success is dedicated to the memory of a man Eric loved tremendously, his cousin, Alabama Street Trooper Justin Williams. Justin lived a life of service, a life of protection, and a life of deep, abiding love. He was an inspiration to Eric and a hero to us all. Justin, we know you're watching from the best seat in the house. This one is for you. Eric Scott is a hometown hero because he never forgot where he came from, and he never forgot who he was doing it for. Join us in celebrating Eric Scott tonight on The Ella Johnson Show. Congratulations. This has been a presentation of The Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for watching. There you go.
That was awesome. That was truly awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations. How does it feel? I want to talk about your family, your wife. Beautiful, beautiful. How did you guys meet?
We met at a party at it was my fraternity had a party, and she was invited by one of her friends, and she came, and so we met there. And we've been talking every day since.
Aw. So how long have you guys been together?
We've been married for 4 years, and we were dating for 2 years before that.
Now you call it family business, because I got that because I said that's what I heard that you refer. What is that when you say that it's a family business? What you're doing? What does that mean?
Well, it's me and my brother both have been coaching from the beginning, but our family has supported us so well and so much that it truly has become a family business for us, and that everybody knows that we're so passionate about it and that we put our all into it. Couldn't see myself doing anything else. Been in sports my entire life, and I tell them all the time, I'm living the dream right now. So
living the dream.
Yeah.
But your wife has to be a strong woman, because I'm sure there's a lot of hours, there's a lot of time. You got to watch film.
Oh yeah.
She just has to be understanding. How important is that?
You can't do it without a backbone and a support structure like that, and a dedicated, loving wife that's there to keep everything together, and just understanding that this is a passion and this is a calling, and it may not get us rich, but hopefully it can provide all our needs. But yeah, you can't do this alone. There's no way.
Yeah. Now you have a son that's playing football.
Yes.
Tell us about that, because I know when you go to his games, are you dad or you coach? Can you turn them off?
It's hard. You can't turn.
I bet.
Yeah, it's hard. So I don't really make it to his football games anymore because they're on the same nights unless they're on a different night, or they're playing in the playoffs, which they're usually playing a little bit later at Saraland in the playoffs, so we get to go. So just trying to be dad. I really try to go to baseball games and whatnot that he plays. So he plays 2 sports. Mm-hmm. But at some point, me and Derek were talking, and you got to decide whether you're gonna be coach or dad, and you might want to stick with dad. The job lasts longer. You know what I mean? So that's the job I subscribe to, as being dad, and I don't try to coach him anymore.
Does he ask you for advice on how to play?
Yeah, he'll ask me for some every now and then, but more than likely, he likes to do his own thing he's at that age now where, he thinks he knows everything. So, you let teenagers, and you let them go until they ask. Yeah, he'll ask every now and then, but if he don't ask, I don't bother.
Now, it's so funny, guys, because I didn't realize this. Eric's daughter's name is Sire, right?
Right.
And it's Eric spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? That is so amazing. She was saying that she would have been right here tonight, but she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
So tell me about the other kids. Like, how were they? I know you said that Sire is like a ball of energy.
Yeah.
Tell us about the kids.
Yeah, Jordan, the oldest is Jordan. She's a student at University of Alabama going into veterinary. She wants to be a vet. She's more laid back. She's really a bookworm, and love that about her. She's always been a reader. She was an Azalea Trail maid. So she's just laid back. She's a few words. She's an observer. Deuce is the same way, and I call him Deuce. His name is Eric II, but we call him Deuce. Yeah. So he's a lot of the same, but he's a more of a character. He'll crack a few jokes and everything. He has a great sense of humor. But they're both laid back. They don't say much. But Sire, she don't stop talking. Oh my goodness.
That's Miss Personality. I love it.
Yeah, she wake up talking and go to sleep talking. I think she talking to sleep. Yeah. So
let's get into your coaching, because this is where it's starting to get real. Because I like that you didn't start out as a coach. You had to work your way through the ranks. Tell us about that working through and that got you to the coaching status.
Yeah. That's a deal there where kind of started out as an assistant coach, and I started out coaching offense. Ended up being an offensive coordinator, learning how to try to score points, and like you said, being an assistant coach. And I think the one thing that most coaches need to understand is how it feels and what it means to be an assistant coach and what it means to take orders and to do what you're told to do and be and what I call being a good Indian. Everybody wants to be a chief, but not everybody wants to be an Indian and do, and follow orders and follow instructions and let someone lead them. So that's kind of what those years taught me, is how to go and let somebody else steer the ship. And ride the ship and ride the wave and do what you're told to do. And during that time, I tell young coaches all the time now, all right, you're going to learn what to do from a coach and you're going to learn what not to do. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you're learning exactly what you want to do when you become a coach and what you don't want to do when you become a coach, But I also tell people that when you become a head coach, when all those decisions are on you and you got to wear the responsibility of those of the results of those decisions. Those decisions get a lot harder. A lot of assistant coaches are easy to tell you what they would do and how they would do things.
Yeah.
Until the weight on their shoulder and they got to bear the consequences of it. It's real easy to tell everybody what you would do. So that's the main thing that I found out during them years is, you gotta be ready to stand for something. All right. And you gotta be ready to take the responsibility, good or bad, for your decisions. And that's why I generally try to make my decisions based on what's best for the kids and all the kids, not just one kid.
I like that. And, as you were talking, I was thinking about it. So, it's just like when you're in a vehicle and you have the passenger and then you have the driver. Now, you have those passengers that think they just know everything. Oh, no, you should do this, you do this. But the reason that the decisions are different because you're looking at it from a different angle. Yes. And the same thing in football, I'm assuming. Yeah. That they're looking at it. You're in a different, now when you're in that seat, you see it differently. Right?
Right. So, totally. The perspective is totally different when they put that head coach on your name.
That's right.
Perspective that you see stuff from is totally different. And let me just say this: you get called in that principal office one too many times, you'll start seeing stuff totally different too. You know what I mean? When you got to sit there with the principal and some parents and answer some hard questions, a lot of stuff that you say you would do, you really won't do.
So when was the time that you had a kid that really tested you? You know, you have those kids that you think, you know, you can teach some because they're getting taught at home. Then you got that one that you got to give tough love to. Tell us a time when you had that kid that you like, okay, I got to do something a little differently with this one. Did you ever experience that as a coach?
Oh yeah. You talking about a coach that's been from Viger to doggone BC Rain to Saraland to
Foley.
back to Viger to Foley and then to Baker. I've seen I don't like telling folks this, but I've had kids that I coached that are literally on death row. They for killing folks, and you know, real live people that were a lot of kids. I dealt with a lot of different kids throughout my years, and you know, you just try to be fair. You got to understand that some kids are not raised the way you are. They don't see stuff the way you see it. They don't understand that. And I tell people at Baker this all the time. You must remember that brains are not fully developed. So even the best kids gonna make a bad decision every now and then. And you know, and they're gonna make mistakes. And if they didn't make any mistakes, we wouldn't have a job.
So do you think that maybe there's some kids that football may be saving their life? Some of them, keeping them off the streets, giving them discipline.
Truly believe that. That's why I do what I do. My belief is if I can help one kid every year, then I've done my deal. I've done my duty, and help one kid not to make mistakes that'll cost them their life or cost them their freedom or cost them anything that they would regret, and help them make better decisions. I feel like I've done my job. Most coaches, that's what we're trying to keep them out the streets and give them something constructive and keep them around us long enough till they figure it out. They're going to figure it out. And I had to tell one of my coaches that are on my staff now a few years ago, they are not who they're going to become. Just because he's a doggone butthole and a turd now does not mean that's what he's going to be when he's a senior.
That's right.
Now he has a picture of that guy in his office, all right, because he was ready to kick him off the team. I had to talk this coach off the ledge, like, hey, coach, hey, man, give him a break, coach. Hey, he's not who he's going to become. He may be a doggone butthole right now, but he is not fully developed yet. Give him a chance. Don't throw him away, because a lot of time people and coaches too now will let a kid make one mistake and be ready to throw them all away and doggone it, and you know, and ready to give them the life sentence. And I tell them, we ain't giving nobody life now. You know what I mean? We're not gonna give them life. We're not gonna throw them away for life. When I kick a kid off the team, he can come back next year, and he can try again to be a part of the team and do it the right way. So I don't believe in the life sentence.
That's interesting. When you see the kids today, are they anything like we were or you guys were back in 95 Monroe County? Totally different, right? Totally
different. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about these kids. You really want to impart your upbringing on them, and you got to realize if you're going to deal with kids that they don't even know the music that you listened to when you was in high school. So they have no understanding or framework of knowledge that you were raised with. That is foreign to them. They are now being exposed to all the internet, music, all these factors, video games. Everything is now shaping who these young people are. And you got to meet them where they're at and be willing to listen, because a lot of times these kids just want to be listened to. But you know what I'm saying, in the process of listening, you got to earn their respect. If they don't respect you, and if they're not going to listen to you, the days of a village raising a kid and you being able as an adult, any adult, say something to a kid is pretty much over. If a kid doesn't have a relationship with you these days, they will not listen to you, and they will disrespect you. If you push too hard, they will disrespect you.
I totally agree. How do you, in this day and age, with what these kids are exposed to, how do you get them to trust you and not want to, bust a cap in you? How do you get them?
Well, it
I don't
comes
even know
from.
if they still say that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, listen, they ain't busting caps. They doggone. They hitting. They pulling. They pulling the switch. They got switches now.
Uh-oh.
So that's one part of being in the school system that I know all the slangs. So it really comes with your reputation. It's just like any other time in school. You know the teachers that's tough and class that you can't play around in, or the kid or the class that you can get away with everything. So your reputation every day, and I always tell young coaches that the streets are watching. It's just like being out there, like people are watching, the streets are watching to see how you handle everything. If you let this slide with this kid, they're gonna say favoritism. Y'all, you showing them favoritism. You ain't say that to them. You want to get on to me, and you don't want to get on them. So what I'm saying, I know it may not be popular, but I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I get on everybody the same way. And I treat
Mhm.
everybody from the star to the doggone guy that's the fourth string punter the same way, and hold all of them accountable. So therefore, they know they can understand one thing, that I'm gonna treat everybody the same, and
I think
hopefully
that's
fairly,
important.
but
Hmm.
it's never gonna be truly fair. But I'm gonna treat everybody the same. And if you mess up, I'm gonna hold you accountable.
How much of it do you think is because of their family life? And how involved do you get, or can you? Because I know there's so many rules now with dealing with kids after hours. Because I'm thinking about Joe Clark, the movie
Hmm.
Lean on Me, and how
Yeah.
he would like go to their homes and he really tried to go outside. I'm sure he was breaking some rules, but like how far do you go when it comes to the kids and trying to mentor them?
Yeah, you're right. And you got to realize, like you said earlier, I have a family at home too. So there's a certain point where
That's right.
I got to go home and be with my family, and make sure my family is okay and whatnot. So, but I would say that when dealing with kids, I try to communicate with the parents early and often. It's as soon as I can see that there's a problem is at hand, I try to deal with the parents immediately, and make sure we start building that relationship, and let them know that I'm there to
Mm,
um, support them in their decisions. And I don't try to make decisions for them. That's their parents' decision to make. But I'm gonna
that's right.
help them in whatever decision that the parents make. I'll support them and help them in that decision making, and be a support system for the family and for the parents. So therefore, I try to help, but I don't try to sit there and make the decisions for a parent of their child. You know what I mean? It, I feel like that can turn on you. So I let them make the decisions, and then I try to support. Now, if it's something to deal with me in the school, then I'll determine if your child is going to play or not. So,
Right. Okay.
so I make sure everybody understands that I determine playing time.
Do you pull a player even though you got a big game coming up and you know that this guy has been slated to be like 5 touchdowns, if you will, but he got in trouble? He disrespected a teacher. Do you pull him or do you talk to him after the game is over?
It depends on the severity of the incident, and it's the timing of it does make a difference also. But I hope that I don't have to have that type of situation come about, and that's why during this time of year, I'm talking about character. I'm talking about how to act. I'm talking about how you interact with teachers, how you interact with other people. I'm talking with them about what I expectations, all that type of things. We're laying that foundation during this time, that hopefully during the season. All right, and then I'm warning them during the week. Hey guys, I'm telling you now. These cell phones, and right now the cell phone is the biggest thing, with the law being the way it is, that they can't have phones. A lot of them are playing the game with the cell phone. So it's all about setting the foundation, the expectations, and reinforcing that on the deal. Now, will it come to a point where I'm gonna probably have to make a decision? Yeah. Will it may cost us a win or a loss around there somewhere? Probably so. But that's just something that we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get to it. And hopefully I don't have to get to that bridge.
That's important because as you're talking, I'm thinking about the movie Coach Carter. because I love a lot of these sports movies. I'm sorry, forgive me. But you know how in that movie he had to make a call because he's like, listen, you're a student, you're athlete, you're student athlete, student comes first.
Yeah.
So he was like, listen, you guys have not done anything in class, we're canceling the games. You know, now everybody was upset. Do you think that people are so focused on sports and the progression of that they'll forget that they're students first, that they're like, come on coach, let him play, we need
Yeah.
this win,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you experience that sometimes?
I think every coach experiences that. Every coach at some point is going to come to a time when you're going to have to make a decision of that magnitude, and just hope that you have the courage to do it. A lot of coaches, a lot of coaches have made that decision, and then there's some that haven't. I mean, I don't know what the right answer is. Every situation is not the same, so I don't try to judge. But every situation has to be dealt with accordingly. And there's going to come a time where every coach is going to have to make a decision like that.
I saw Kim Abney's here. He says, I'm very proud of you, Eric. Congratulations on all your achievements. And I see that you have you have family members, and I see Antonio Odom. Hey nephew, how you doing? He's here. So you got a lot of people from Monroeville, Alabama in the house that are here supporting you. And I like what you said here, Sherman, because he said that they must know you care. One of my favorite quotes: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So I like the avenue you're going with that. Now let's talk about you getting to Baker, okay? Because that's what this is all about. That's what this celebration is, because you just won a championship and you won this award. So how did you end up at Baker? How did that happen?
I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
So I'll give you the part where, okay, all right, I'll try to make it quick. So I was started at Viger.
It's your night. It's all about you. Take your time.
Well, I don't want to be too long, but I started at Viger, and then I left Viger. I got fired. All right. So I tell Kerry all the time he fired me. But yeah, I got fired at Viger, left Viger, and then I went to BC Rain. And then at BC Rain, I ended up, after the first year at BC Rain, ended up getting a head coaching job there. And that really showed me that I didn't know nearly as much as I thought I did. And then when that ended, I got fired again. But I was able to resign. So I resigned, went to Saraland, and Saraland is when I started really opening my eyes, because after BC Rain, I realized that I didn't know nearly as much as I thought I did. All right. So now I started really looking at, and Coach Kelly, Jeff Kelly, my former teammate, or my teammate in college, I got to see him put Saraland together from the ground up, from having no weight room, you know what I mean, having no practice field, no practice facility. We were, practicing on a tennis on a field that used to be they got the tennis courts there now, but it was horrible. So I saw it from the ground up. I saw Saraland before it turned into what it is now. I ended up leaving there. My brother Derek got the job at Viger, left Saraland, went back to Viger the second time, and now I came in with this time being an offensive coordinator, and was able to get us to the state championship game. We ended up losing that state championship game by 1 point. So that let me know that I was able to that I had the ability to be a championship coach. Even though we didn't win it, we was able to get there, and that was a great accomplishment in my eyes. So after the next season, we didn't make it, but to the first round. All right, the next year, my brother is COVID year. My brother ends up getting the job at Foley, and this is one of the pivotal deals. Is I really was wanting that Viger job there. I wanted that Viger job bad at that point. And I didn't get the job. And that's one of the moments in life where I really it took a lot of internal fortitude at that point. That broke me almost at that point, to be honest with you. So that I had to regather myself, And then I ended up going to Foley with my brother for a year. And then that's when I came to Baker. And when I came to Baker, Baker was just a breath of fresh air. I had been in, places like Pritchard. Even Foley was different. You know what I mean? But when I got to Baker, there was a people on there that accepted me as who I was. And for people that don't know, I coach hard. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
I'm a hard-nosed coach. I'm an old school
Yeah.
coach. And I can get down with the best of them sometimes. So they accepted me and did nothing but praise and thank you, coach, and good job. And as we continue to get better, it really fulfilled me. Well, right there, before I got the head coach job, I applied for it when Coach Norman left. Coach Norman was the coach there when I got there. He really brought me in, and we worked well together, became one of my good friends. When he left, that job came open. I applied for it. And the principal, Mr. Peru, gave the job to Coach Warren Johnson. And he's from Bruton, Alabama. And he did a heck of a job. But not getting that job there then kind of it didn't break me because of that Viger situation. When I've been through that, I learned from that. But the way the principal handled the situation of me not getting the job is the reason I stayed. You know what I'm saying? Because when he sat down and told me, he said he wanted some different eyes and everything else. And after I came to terms with that, I was able to stay and work with Coach Johnson. And working with Coach Johnson was one of the things that really changed my whole viewpoint. Because what he brought in and the things he brought in and the things he was able to show me, I was able to now take the next step, I believe, and really prepare me. And then just so happened, good Lord, after that one season of being humble and learning from someone else what their way of doing things again, of what to do and not to do. But I learned a lot of what to do from him in a different way. Opened the door that when he decided to take another job up in James Clemens in Huntsville, Alabama, I was able to get the head coaching job the second time around, and was able to go have one of the best seasons in Baker history.
Listen, as you're talking, all I can think about is what you said at the beginning of the show. You remember how you said you always knew you wanted to coach, and it was because of how you were treated at Monroe County High School in that baseball field, how he treated you. I truly believe, just like what Kim just said here, he said that the firings were lessons that elevated you to where you are now. It was all part of the plan. I truly believe that it was supposed to happen. Because think about it. If you had never been fired, you would never end up at Baker.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. All of them, and sometimes I tell people I've been a nomad. I done been all around Baldwin in Mobile County. But all the places I've been shaped me into who I am, taught me about different people, different schools, different administration. And what I learned is the best administrator, you really pick a job based on your boss and who's going to be your boss and how they treat you, how they handle business, and the way they handle business. And as long as your bosses are upright people that are doing stuff the right way, you can't help but be successful.
We got one of your coaches here. He said that Mr. Sherman Johnson says, Coach Scott gave me my first coaching job at BC Reign.
Oh yeah. I know Coach well. Oh yeah. Coach was coaching Park League, and he said he wanted to coach high school. And I said, come on. And he tells people that, but the fact of the matter is, like I told him, anybody that want to learn, I'll teach them. And I taught him some things, but the stuff he actually had the heart for it, the fortitude for it, and he wanted it, so it mattered to him. And that's what I look for in kids. If it matters to the kids, if it matters to a coach, you're gonna be successful. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it doesn't matter, then any excuse to do, you're gonna quit, you're gonna give up. You know what I mean? All of that type stuff. So it's got to matter, and it mattered to him. And he's still in the coaching game now, and he's doing great things at Chickasaw. So that's the key.
So I want to go back to how you said you had to pull yourself back up. It almost broke you. Did it almost break you because you were fired and you were embarrassed, or because they tried to just break you down through it? Like, what is it? What made it so bad that it almost broke you?
Well,
That's
to be honest, that was that Viger. When I didn't get the job, the head coaching job, because I was the interim coach at that time. Derek had already told him he was leaving and whatnot, and Derek was basically gone. And this was during COVID, so there was a lot of transition going on. So COVID had just hit, and Derek decided he was going to go and take the Foley job. So I stayed to make sure that program would be successful, with the belief that I was next in line, and because basically I poured everything I had into it to help get us to the state championship, build it up. And to be honest with you, I knew that team was going to win a state championship. I just be honest. I knew that team would win a state championship. If I stayed, we were going to win the state championship that next year. And we had a chance to win it 2 years straight. Well, and there's probably a little bit too much information this time, but the principal was always telling me that we were brothers. So I'm thinking, hey, I got this job. That's my big brother. Yeah, we good. And when he gave it to somebody else, that just broke me. Like, this is the person that said he loved me. He's my friend. He's my brother. And I can't coach for him. I can't be the head coach for him. That's how it broke me, because it was like, it felt like a betrayal to me. I'm just going to tell you, it felt like a betrayal to me. So then I had to go tell the kids and look these kids in the eyes and say, okay, well, I can't stay here because I know how I feel. If I feel this bad about it, I can't work here. And then the new coach came in. He said, well, I'm going to let you do it. You'll run your offense and do your deal. And when he got there, he told me, nah, matter of fact, I want you to put my offense in. I said, fine, I'll put your offense in. And as soon as I can get out of here, I'm leaving because you lied to me. So then I had to leave that because I didn't, truth be told, I didn't want to leave Viger. I did not want to leave Viger at all.
Oh,
I did not. So that's
you were very connected.
Yep.
I want to tell everybody something about betrayal, though. Who betrayed Jesus? Jesus did.
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened if he hadn't? We wouldn't have salvation.
You're right.
Think about it. It's what led him to the cross.
Yeah.
So I think you don't see it then when it's happening, right?
You're right.
At that moment, I couldn't have said that then. You'd be like, Ella, go somewhere with your mess. Now go somewhere with your mess. I ain't trying to hear that, right?
Trust me. My wife know, but I was like, I was at the house. I didn't want to talk to nobody for about. I know I didn't talk to nobody for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So yeah.
See, this is beautiful hearing this, because people need to know that sometimes that even when you lose, God is still in it.
Oh
right?
yeah, you just got to continue to have faith and keep on.
Absolutely.
Just because it don't work out now does not mean it's over.
Well, you remember when I asked you, I'm waiting on something here. Sherman says, "Love you, Coach."
Love you.
Too nice. To my guest that's there, please turn on your camera. I can't see your camera. I have a guest for you. Listen, it's what I do, my friend. It's what I do. Whenever I do these shows, I have to have some surprises for you. Trust the plan, Kim says. Trust the plan. Trust the plan.
Ain't no doubt.
Well, I do have one surprise guest here. Do you know this guy? Trust the
plan. What's up, bro?
Hey, man.
You know this guy? Now you know I can hear me over there, Tyrone.
Yeah,
did you see it? Do you see him represent for you tonight? ATL Wood in the house. This is an oldie, right?
You were one of the first.
That's right.
You were one of the first people to support me, but let's make this about my brother tonight.
That's right. That's right. So say something to your brother. What would you like to say to him now that you're here?
Well, I want to first and foremost tell him that I love him with all my heart. Number two, I'm the oldest brother of Eric, Derek, and Teresa, and a lot of times people misconstrue that being the oldest. And what I'll share with everybody, and then what I'll share with Eric tonight is, um, I tried my best to be a role model throughout the years to Eric and Derek and Teresa. But what happened was very, very, in a weird way, God made them become role models for me. And
Wow.
I had to lean on them. Uh, some of my darkest times. And me and Eric had a very, very special, unique connection, um, to the point to where he would actually listen to me. And I'm very talkative like his daughter. I'm more talkative than his daughter.
True.
And no matter what, he would listen to me. And so he doesn't know, and I'll share this now, that I want to say, I just want to say thank you for all of the times that I wanted to throw in the towel and quit with several things that I was involved in. And because I looked and seen how strong you were with your
Wow.
life and how you carried your life and how you walked walked your walk with God throughout life, I want to just share and just say I thank you, because a lot of times I wanted to throw in the towel and wave the white flag, but I was like, I can't do that because I'll let Eric down, I'll let Derek down, I'll let Teresa down. And so sometimes being the oldest, sometimes you have to sit back and let God kind of sit you
Amen.
down and let the younger ones become your role models and be a voice of reason for you. So I want to just say I appreciate you for just being 100% Eric Scott through and through. You won't be able to go and go to no old Monroe journals and see Eric Scott's name in trouble. Period. That means a lot to me, but it means a lot to the youth of Monroeville, Alabama, that you kept your nose clean, man. It's a whole bunch of kids that look up to you then when you all were superstars. Is it Heritage Park, Eric, that's above us? Is that Heritage?
I don't think it's Heritage. I know it's on the baseball. I think it's Memorial Park. I don't know if it's Heritage. I don't know the name of it, man. But I thank you, man. I appreciate those kind words, Ty, man. And we looked up to you guys, and growing up, and you, Rodney, Kim, all of y'all, the way y'all carried yourselves, man. And so y'all were role models to us, whether you knew it or not. And the way y'all did y'all deal, and the way y'all went to college, and and that's how we knew we wanted to go to college, man. So uh, that's that's some kind words, man, and I appreciate it. We love you, um, and can't say enough about the way you guys did what y'all did when y'all were growing up. That helped inspire us too.
Hey, I
Wow.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate that.
So Tyrone, you were at the game between the
I,
the the brothers that made
I was.
news everywhere. I mean, it really did. You were at the game. How did you guys how did that feel? Tell us about that night.
At first, I was nervous to even walk in. I sat in the car for like 10 minutes.
Why were you
Uh,
nervous?
it's because I was torn, man. Those are my brothers, and they're twins, and we're very, very, very close. So it wasn't no choosing no winner. Both of them was going to win in my book, but it was just nerve wracking to sit there and just kind of reminisce on how far both of those guys have come throughout their journey with the coaching to get to the point of making national headlines almost. I wouldn't, I'll say local, but I'll say national headlines of this being the
Yeah,
battle of the twins. That was
yeah.
national headlines, man. That was so I had to sit there and soak it up and be proud just for a second. And then I shook my nerves off and came on in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, how was it for you, Eric? I mean, we haven't talked about that yet because now we're gonna start talking about that game that night. You both made it here. Do
Yeah.
you talk to each other before the game, or did you
Oh
did
yeah.
you do anything differently because it was your brother, or did you just kind of stay away until after the game?
Nah, I came out because when we play each other, and I wasn't a head coach and he was a head coach, we would come out, sit on the sideline, talk, and hang out and just converse, and that's what we did that night. We just talked, walked around, you know, and just hung out with each other, saying calm each other down, asking
Yeah.
about family, asking about this, you know what I mean, just chit chatting, you know what I mean, just being who we are, and just talking about stuff, wasn't no game plan, wasn't no deal, wasn't no this, that, just two brothers talking.
I have my guest here. I have a guest for you, and it's someone that I know you're gonna want to talk to, but they're having difficulty getting there. Oh my goodness. I listen, I this has been a very good conversation tonight, Eric, because we learned some stuff about you. What is something about you that nobody knows that you can tell us here on the Ella Johnson show? That it's the first time you've ever said it. What is it?
Mm.
Something you won't regret saying tomorrow.
I
Don't let
don't
me
know,
talk you up.
man. I guess, I mean, to be honest, probably I watch doggone kung fu movies and read subtitles. Like, I literally watch kung fu movies all the time.
You
So
mean that they played back in the day?
yeah,
But
these are
you
the new
couldn't, the
ones.
mouth didn't match the words.
Yeah, like that. But I watch the new ones and read the subtitles, and I'm sitting there rewinding and fast forward and rewinding and to read the subtitles because they're all in foreign languages. So I get a kick out of that. But so I watch all kind of eclectics. I watch anime. I watch all kind of cartoons. I watch all kind of stuff. Naruto. I mean, doggone Dragon Ball Z. All kind of stuff like that.
Oh,
So
so you're that guy. Okay.
yeah, my
That's so
dad used
good.
to hate it growing up. So yeah.
What's your
Can I
fondest
chime
memory
in?
of
Uh,
Tyrone? What's your fondest memory with Eric?
My fondest memory with Eric was gathering around the TV with our grandfather, along with Derek. And one of Eric's favorite shows used to be the Dukes of Hazzard.
oh yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard. What?
Hmm.
And that show used to just crack us up. And that was one of my fondest memories, is just that whole camaraderie of family time or whatever. That was a very, very cool moment for us to sit around and watch the Dukes.
You know what I thought you was gonna say, right?
I know.
When we watched Stranger Things doing COVID.
Man, listen, Ella Johnson, when I tell you that Eric put me on to Stranger Things and I was against it, and his son Deuce and his daughter Jordan and me, I took the TV over. They was like they couldn't watch nothing else. I became in love with the doggone show. So I blame Eric for making me binge watch it.
So yeah, I watch a lot of TV in the off season. When the season come, I watch a lot of film, but in the off season, I catch up on all kind of stuff.
I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
this person to see, even though I don't see them, I'm gonna see if it works. Look
Oh
who it
Lord, Miss
is.
Pleasant.
Yes. Yes, Betty Pleasant. I spoke to her yesterday. She is excited about being here with you. Actually, your sister is the one that told me that I asked her, I said, who is someone that has motivated Eric that it would make him cry if he saw her? And she said, Betty Pleasant.
Yeah.
So Stephanie Richardson reached out. She reached out to me, gave me the number. I made the connection. She was excited about being here
Oh
for
my
you
goodness.
tonight, but it looks like we're having trouble because she says she's got a lot of things to say. A lot of thoughtful things that she needs to tell everybody about you,
Oh
how
my
she feels
goodness.
about you. So I really, really do hope that she's able to get it together. But
Yeah,
in
I
the
hope so.
meantime, I know, I really do. In the meantime, I want to share with you. I have one more video for you here.
I want to congratulate you on being Coach of the Year, and I also want to congratulate you on being the DeVille Hero of the Month. You have did some great accomplishments. I'm just so proud of you. I'm proud of your brother. Of course, I can't talk about one without the other, but I just want to give you a big shout out, knowing that you are from my hometown, Monroeville, representing, and I mean, y'all have just been great the whole time that I've ever known you all. So I am just so excited for where God is taking you. I know that this is only the beginning, and my prayers is that you go all the way to the top. I'm talking about I'm not putting no limits on it. Hey, I could see you in the NFL one day coaching. So congratulations again. Know that your homegirl is proud of you, and God bless you.
Amen. That.
Right.
Oh man, the South Alabama legend, Stephanie
Yes.
Richardson. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's awesome right there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
she
cool.
is definitely a legend. She was actually one of our heroes from DeVille.
Oh yeah,
Her and Scotty Booker. He
oh
was
yeah,
also a hero from DeVille. Trent Eager was a
oh
hero
yeah.
from
Yes.
DeVille. All of these people wish you well. People are excited. I'm just overjoyed because I was very proud of you. And I didn't realize that because you brought it out earlier that it was hard for you to do that and to see how people were really making that the history part of it. How did you guys deal with it afterwards? Like when the game was over and it was in your favor, how did you and Derek deal with that? Aside from the cameras, like forget about all that
Mm,
stuff. We family, bro.
yeah,
How did y'all deal with that?
yeah. He understood. There was some factors involved in that game that had happened the week before, and they were not at their best, and he just wished they would have been at their best, and because every time we played, it was a very competitive game. And that game was just tough because of the situation was going on with some things there, and it was just emotional. It was a lot going on, so we just embraced each other, hugged each other, and just you know kind of glad it was over with.
I
Um,
bet. I
yeah,
bet.
and just one of them moments that's just between us, but definitely something that I have never experienced before, and it's something that I'll cherish. Um, that moment after the game with us.
And you know what? I think I'm just sitting here thinking about high school. The conversation that you and Derek had, you both said we're gonna be coaches, dog. After y'all being out there lifting all that hay out there in the country, they were like, "Oh heck no, we ain't doing."
Can't
Tyrone,
do
were
this.
you out there? Were you at the hog killings or any of that stuff out there in Finchburg? Y'all sleeping on
Hey,
Finchburg. I'm telling you, Finchburg is where it's at.
hey, let me tell you, man. I want to say, hey, I want to say thank you to Eric's grandmother and grandfather that took me in as their very own because sometimes I would go and stay the weekend with Eric and Derek in Pittsburgh. And uh, you got to be a man. You got to be a man. You can't be no punk going up to Fredburg. Got to be a
What?
man.
What?
Got to be a man. And Miss
Listen,
Beatrice, she ain't had no pity on you either. She ain't had no pity on you. Come on, get up, get with it. And that was something that instilled. That hard work comes from two legendary sides of family, being Monroeville with our grandparents there and our mother. But
mhm.
that doggone Crawford Tate and Miss Beatrice and Mr. Edward Tate, no joke, buddy. You
No
gotta,
joke.
hey. He ain't had no choice but to be special, unique, and super, super successful because he had the best of both worlds in Monroeville and Finchburg. I'll say that.
Amen. So let me ask you a question, Eric. When you stepped at Baker, this is a school that hasn't had a championship 36 years, and here you are. You got to mentor these kids that are like, oh, here we go, another one. What did you say to them on your first day?
On the first day, I had a PowerPoint ready.
Okay.
And I just went in and laid out the plan and told them what my goals are, and that these goals are not going to change from year to year. This is what I'm going to build this program on, and we're going to compete in Mobile, and we're going to try to beat everybody in Mobile. All right, we're going to win the region championship, and then we're going to compete for a state championship, and those are my 3 goals every year. And then I want to win all my home games. So we kept on. I kept them focused on them goals all year, and we kept on. I kept them reminding of it. And when we became in the middle of the season, we had a pivotal point where we could go up or down, and we just made a decision at that point to try to do our best. And those seniors on the team really stepped up. And made a decision and made a conscious effort, and we took off from there. And when it got rolling, it was a beautiful thing to be a part of.
So imagine what you did to their level of trust. They trusted you, and I'm sure you told them, "Hey guys, trust me, and we'll get there." Imagine what that not only did for them in their football career, but in life, because you were more than just a coach. You were probably a father to some of those kids, you know. And I know that's a heavy role, you know what I'm saying? Because you have your own family.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you receive that kind of role? I mean, do you receive it? Do you reject it? What do you do with it when you realize there's a need for it?
Well, I try not to get into the father role. I try to stick into that. I'm probably not more of that crazy uncle role.
Crazy uncle, I love it.
I got a couple crazy uncles, so I got that down pat. But you know what I mean. I challenge our young men, and I don't try to sugarcoat the situation. I let them know exactly what's at stake. I let them know exactly what's being said in the media. I let them know exactly what the ramifications of the game is, and you'll be surprised how these kids step up. And once they understand the situation, and give them the opportunity to step up and show grit, show courage, and show fortitude, and develop those on a daily basis, what they can surprise you with and what they'll do in those situations. And really, it's just an opportunity for them to show who they are and what kind of character they got. And every time that they had a chance, they didn't back down. And that's what I've fallen in love with Baker about is it's a bunch of kids that come to work. They may not be the best athletes. They may not be this, that, and the third, but they come to work. They don't make many mistakes. All right. And we go out there and play, and we ain't going to quit, and we ain't going to back down, and we ain't going to give you no more respect than you deserve. And you're going to come out and show us that you're better than us.
So what if Viger comes back and wants you back now? Hey man, listen here. We were just playing, bro.
I done beat them 2 times since I left.
I love it. I love it. But I can't help but sit here and think about like why you never went to Monroe County High School to coach.
Oh, you're gonna throw that one there, huh?
Well, I mean, it's
there's
only
a story behind that too. I went up there and interviewed.
Tell it.
Wait a minute. You went to Monroe County High and interviewed for a coaching position?
Mm-hmm.
Who did you interview with?
Coach Maurice Woody. Coach
and
Woody.
You didn't get the job?
No, because I went and sat down with the superintendent after I talked with Coach Woody, and I saw the state of the facility in Monroe County. When I saw the state of the facilities, I went and told Coach Woody I need to meet with the superintendent because I need to have some assurances that there's going to be some type of help here to get this place to where it needs to be. I've been in a lot of places, and Monroe County field house was in one of the worst shapes I've seen since I've been coaching for 23 years. So I went and sat down with the superintendent, Mr. Sheehan.
Sheehan, yeah.
Yeah. So sit down with Sheehan, And there was no assurances that anything was going to get done. Basically, the only thing he told me is that I would have 3 years, and if I didn't make the playoffs in 3 years, that he couldn't guarantee my job. And if I moved my family up there, then I would be I'd be on my own in 3 years if they fired me. And that's all the thing he could really promise me.
I'm speechless.
Mm-hmm.
I really am.
If you really want to know the truth, he wanted me to come up there, be the head coach, and then get the newly elected. That was Mayor Andrews that just got the mayor job, and he wanted me to go to the city and get the city to put the money into Monroe County to upgrade Monroe County facilities and get the city of Monroe to pay for it, so he wouldn't have to do it as a superintendent.
Yeah, true story, El.
That's the truth.
True story.
Okay. I was not expecting that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff I know I just don't speak on.
Mm-hmm.
I am so disappointed because Monroe County was at a time really, really needing. I mean, we're seeing what Mr. Wilkerson can do with these boys.
And I'm proud of him and what he's done in that short period of time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, wow. Would you ever go up there to, I really am speechless. Would you ever go up there to like mentor these kids?
Yes, I'm working on some stuff now. I know that I probably need to talk with Greg, but Greg Nettles has sent word to me, and I'm going to try to get with him soon and try to help in any way I can.
Oh, wow. Because I can just totally see, because, last year was a lot of ups and downs for County High, and they were in the media, the news for the lack of support.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Tyrone both know we never had those kind of issues.
Yeah, but Monroe County was at a different place then, and I'm not going to try to get too involved in that, but there were a lot of people on both sides, white and black, that were pouring into Monroe County High School at that time, and now there's been an exodus of resources. I'll just say resources that are now going to other places, such as Excel and J.U. Blacksher.
Yeah.
So County High is 2A now. What does a school have to do to go from 5A, which is what it was when we were there, to 2A? What happened? What can happen to make that happen?
Well, what you saw was what happened with NATO. When NATO, the North American Trade Agreement,
right?
When Vanity Fair took those jobs out of Monroeville and shipped them to Mexico, all right, you took those jobs away from Monroeville, so now people don't have money. So now people are leaving Monroe County going to find jobs in other places like Montgomery, Mobile, and other places, even Jackson, even doggone places around, to go get a job. So they're leaving Monroeville. So when the population goes down, now you end up with your school numbers going down. And now when people start saying that they can get a better education at Excel, they can get a better education at J.U. Blacksher, and they're taking their kids out of Monroe County school system, your population is going down, and now your average daily attendance goes down. And once it goes down to a certain level, you're going to drop. You consistently saw Monroe go from 5A to 4A to 3A, now to 2A.
So when it gets to 1, I mean, so your funding is based on your school size.
Correct.
So if you don't have that many students, then your funding is. So then how do you build a program? You don't even have enough students to build a program, technically.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
Does
that sound like a challenge for you, though? That sounds, when you hear stuff like that, you already know, I already know how this could work, right?
Yeah. I've been in those situations. That's the situation I was in at BC Rain, and it didn't end well. Yeah. When situations like that, when you're losing, if you're going from 3A to 2A, or you're losing students, what they don't talk about is you're also going to lose teaching units. So when you lose teaching units, you're losing teachers, but also you're losing coaches. So therefore, you might be out there as a coach and you might have 3 coaches with you. And you can't be successful if you're out there trying to coach a football team with 3 coaches. And I'm not saying any negative thing for a volunteer. Volunteer coaches are worth their weight in gold. But if you got 3 paid coaches and 2 volunteers that got to go to work, and then they come out there when they get off work, your chances of being successful are not very good.
Yeah, because they're worn out.
Yes,
Right.
and they got to make their money on another job. They're not getting paid to be a coach.
Yeah. Stephanie says much prayer is needed for change.
Yes, it is.
1,000%. Well, guys, we're going to do like a little quick trivia, and then we're going to get
All right.
out of here. All right, y'all ready? We're going to do a little trip. Let's do one from Monroeville. I got one I bet y'all don't know.
Okay.
You know when you put in to say, oh, hey, Jim and I need a trivia from Monroeville, you know they're going to bring up Harper Lee, right?
All right.
You already know that seems like the only person that's famous from Monroeville, but we know better because Eric Scott is one of them. I'm talking to him tonight. Hello, somebody.
Yes, Lord.
What is she known as? Harper Lee. Everybody knows her as Harper Lee, but she's known as something else. What is it? I bet y'all ain't gonna figure this one out. It's a good thing we ain't got money on it.
Man,
What is she
What's she
known
known
as?
There's another nickname.
I'm gonna let Eric go.
Oh,
He's the historian of the family.
Oh, that's right. You are the historian, brother. Come on now, talk to me. What are we working with? What is she known as? You got 10 seconds. 10.
I know she had a pen name, didn't it?
9.
Okay.
8,
I don't know.
7.
You got me.
She is known as Nell.
Man,
She is known as Nell, and you know what that comes from? Her grandmother's name is Ellen, so it's Ellen backwards.
Got me on that.
yeah.
Now you know I didn't know that either. I'm trying to.
How about
It sounds
this?
like I know what I'm talking about, but I
Oh
didn't know
yeah,
it.
you sound like you were part of the family.
What? Woo! Now, you know that was funny. All right, I got another one. This is a good one. What
right.
part of town was Harper Lee's house? It's still there right now. The house is gone, but what part of town was her house sitting at?
Where the best chicken sandwiches in the world is made at, right beside it.
Right beside what?
Where the best chicken sandwich in the world made at.
Okay, can you be more specific?
Come on, you gotta help me out. Come on, help us out. What is that?
Mel's.
He's absolutely correct. In the parking lot at Mel's is where their house was.
Really?
And Truman Capote is right there too, right?
Yeah,
How the hell you know that? How did you know that?
Oh, I know we did it.
Eric told me.
I read it. I showed him the marker. Yeah.
Really?
Right.
The marker is right next door by that gas station.
All right. I bet y'all don't know this one. Historian. Okay. All right. Talk to me. What was Monroeville called before it was Monroeville in the 1800s? What was it called?
Oh man, I forgot. No, it was Centerville.
Centerville. He's right. Dang.
Oh, Eric. Damn it.
I mean, you just they didn't teach us this.
No.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to put you on the spot, but
can we speak about?
No, can we speak about our family's close ties to Harper Lee, or you want to leave that alone? Our ancestors are tied in with the Harper Lee situation, or you want to leave that?
Some stuff now. I need to know. I need to know on the Ella Johnson story. What's up? Talk to me.
Harper Lee, the book To Kill a Mockingbird and Boo Radley. Was Boo Radley was patterned after my Uncle Richard, my granddaddy's Willie Williams' brother.
Yep.
Harper Lee was his childhood friend, so that's who she was talking about in the book. So she would come by the house and sit down with him and bring him coloring books and everything around Easter time. This time of year, she would bring him Easter baskets every year. He was mentally mental illness. So he had some developmental delays and whatnot. But that was her childhood friend, was Uncle Richard. And so I never met Harper Lee. My brother Derek met her, and so Derek asked Grandma, why is that white lady in the back there? She said, "You don't know who that is?" He said, "Mm-mm." He said, "That's Harper Lee," and she would come visit Uncle Richard all the time, and we've known Harper Lee all our life.
That is amazing. Wow.
Part 2, Ella. Part 2 is our great-grandmother, Ma Mary, was the original owner of City Cafe, and that ties in also to that history.
Yeah, it does. So, but yeah, that's a whole nother set of story. That's how City.
Well, I wanted something on the Ella Johnson show nobody knew, and I'm pretty sure nobody knew that. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so I got another one. How long since Baker won a title? Everybody should know this because it was in my introduction. Hello.
It's 36. It's
36.
Yeah,
okay. All right. How many years has there been an MCHS?
How many years?
MCHS, Monroe County High School.
Yeah.
That was in the 60. That was
1957.
It was 57.
I think it was the same year that Texas Southern formed in 57. And I think Monroe County formed in 57. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I know
it was Union. I know it was Union High School.
It was Union High first.
Yes. So that's almost 70. What, that's 69?
Nope, wrong.
50.
So we both wrong?
26.
Yeah.
Carry the 2.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. All right. What is it then?
You ain't say carry the 2. You ain't say carry the 2. I know you did, because I know you didn't say carry the 2. I must be hearing things. 110 years.
Really?
110 years.
Monroe County High School?
How? No, because Union High was before.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something else a long time ago when it was Centerville.
Yeah, but it was because it was a Union.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't none of us on the wall. I'm pretty sure.
Because it was segregated until then.
Union High was first.
What is this?
BIA.
BIA. And then
I thought Union
back
High
in
was
1922, MC Tigers beat a team. Guess what the score? Guess how many points they beat them by?
74.
116-0.
Ooh.
That's basketball.
I'm sure.
And that was football?
That was basketball.
Basketball. Ooh, all right.
All right. So, okay. Now, this is some football trivia. We're going to see what you're working with, Mr. Scott. Y'all stick around for this one because this is the trivia of the night. All right, y'all ready? I got 5 questions and then we're getting out of here because I want you to get back to your family. Take care, Sire.
All right.
Did you know that her name, Sire, was Eric backwards? Tyrone?
Yep.
Of course you knew that. You're his brother. I think I love her, and please give her a big hug and your wife too.
I will.
And did you see your wife in the video? Were you not surprised?
Oh yeah, you got me. But she kind of let on something was going on.
Well, I was trying to be discreet. I said because my thing is people that can't come, I got to give me something. Miss Pleasant, I really, really wish she could have been able to be here because she was definitely wanting to be here. All right, here's our first question. What team did not score a touchdown the whole year?
From Monroe?
Oh, no. This is NFL now.
Oh, NFL?
What team did not win not one touchdown, did not have not one touchdown the entire season?
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
No, wrong. How you gonna guess that after he said it? You thought he was right, didn't you?
I did.
See that? You see how you follow? You just go on your own.
Hold on.
You've been better off guessing. Who is it?
Kansas.
2014 Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I thought we was this year.
Oh no,
Thought
it's
you was doing-
NFL. It could be anytime.
Oh, hey, hold on now. I can't give you that now. You got me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
All right, we'll try. I'll try.
You're a historian. I know you know. All right.
No, not
the
that.
next one. Which NFL team has a season ticket waiting list so long it would take nearly 1,000 years before you could get one?
The Falcons.
Wrong. Oh, that was a joke. Because you know ain't nobody waiting in line to go see no Atlanta Falcons.
Easy.
Who is it? I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Obviously,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll give you the first letter, G.
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay.
I was gonna say Green Bay. They're owned by the community.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They rich.
I thought the Dallas Cowboys was like the richest team.
It is, but
Yeah. Jerry Jones. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. They may suck on the field, but they're rich.
Hey, watch.
I mean, I'm
Cowboys.
just saying. Listen, call a spade a spade.
Yeah, we.
All right. Has there ever been a kicker to win a league MVP?
Ray Guy.
Ray.
Huh?
Ray Guy.
Guy.
No, wrong.
No, what?
Eric,
Just
don't
said
talk
it
about
got
my
Eric
California team. Johnny Martin says, don't talk about my California
That's
team.
Janine. She talking about the 49ers.
She talking about the Raiders?
Oh, I don't know who she's talking about. But the question is, has there ever been a kicker to win the league MVP?
I thought Ray Guy, but let's see. Oh, Vinatieri?
No.
Okay, I'm done.
Did he play for the Buccaneers? Did he play for the Bucs?
No, Vinatieri played for the Patriots.
Okay. This guy's name is Mark Mosley, and he played for the Washington Redskins.
Ooh, okay. I don't know what year that was.
That was 1982. The very last one, and then we're going to gut out of here.
Okay.
How many cows does it take to supply the NFL with enough leather skins for one full season of footballs?
Ooh.
How many cows?
A lot.
350.
Wrong.
Hey, you ain't got to
guess that.
You ain't got to put emphasis on it, Ellen. You ain't got to do me like that. You ain't got to lean forward.
You already know how we do it, boo. 600.
Ooh-wee. Yeah.
600 cows.
That's a lot.
I just wanted to have a little fun with you guys tonight. I just wanted to be able to brag and say Eric, lost. Because I told him that before the show. I'm like, I'm gonna see what you're working with.
You picking random NFL from 2020.
That's how I got to do it. I can't make it easy.
Listen,
right?
Yeah.
Well, we are going to definitely get out of here. I hope that you have that this was a blessing to you, Eric. Listen, this was just my way of being able to present you in the light that you deserve. I mean, you're from our hometown, should be all over the Monroe Journal, but we don't care about that. We have a platform ourselves where we can lift each other up whenever there's a time to do it. And I felt like with you winning this award, there's no one I could think of that deserves to be our honoree for this month as a hero from DeVille or a hero from Monroe hometown. You have a lot to offer. What would you like to say? Well, I'm going to let Tyrone say something first before we get out of here. And then you have final words because you are the guest of honor here. So Tyrone, what would you like to say to everybody that's watching what you want people to know about this man right here, your brother?
Once again, I love my brother Eric to death, and I will go and say this very briefly. Eric and Derek possibly brung white folks and black folks to push their differences aside to come and watch two superstars from Little League in Monroeville. And this is a true story. All differences or whatever they felt about each other, black and white, was pushed to the side to watch these gentlemen trade hitting home runs at record length back in Little League that brought the whole city of Monroeville together from Little League to high school. True story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you know that you were seen that way, Eric? What he just said?
Yeah, kind of, but we didn't really let it bother us too much. But yeah, the crowds was really big at our games. A lot of people would come and they would come watch us play. And yeah, it was, at some point it was getting to where it was some really big crowds out there to watch us play baseball. So it was pretty fun, to be honest with you. So yeah, we kind of knew it, but it didn't matter to us. We just like playing ball and hanging out with our friends and running around the park and being kids, man. So it came with the territory, and we were just having fun. We were just doing what we were doing in the neighborhood. We'd go hit balls and try to see how far we could hit them. So it wasn't nothing, that we were trying to do special. We were just having fun. So
I thought it was special when you told me before the broadcast that Mark was someone that you looked up to a lot as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mark was our hero. Mark was our superstar. Mark was the one in the papers when we were growing up. You know what I mean? Mark had all the muscles and everything. Shoot, we was looking at Mark like he was He-Man. Yeah, like shoot,
Why He-Man?
He was our He-Man. Like
that's funny.
Ain't no doubt. So when Mark went to play baseball for Alabama Southern and went on to play baseball at Southeastern Louisiana and everything. So he was our hero. Ain't no doubt. So then Lorenzo was doing really good for us. I mean, people like Sidney Carmichael, all them type folks, them the people we were looking up to and wanting to be like and everything. So we had great role models in front of us, and we just hopefully we left a good legacy of people to look at behind us, and they had some kids that were younger than us, gave them some and continue the legacy of what was led before us and what was done before us. I would just like to say that in parting, we all have a role to play. Right. We all have a part in our community that we live in to leave it better than we found it. If we're doing nothing but speaking life into kids, if we're helping a program, volunteer, get out and support your neighborhood, support your schools, support the band, support the football team, soccer team. Help these kids continue to build our community up, because even as one sport or one kid does better and has a positive experience, it gives them something to do and keeps them out of trouble and helps the whole community. So make sure that when we look back, that we can say that we left it better than we found it. You know what I mean? And that's all I got. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for your time, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I see that Edward Tate here says, "Congratulations, Coach Eric. You make Monroeville and Finchburg proud."
That's
See, I love this conversation about Finchburg, because y'all don't know, y'all don't understand the value of growing up in the country. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and I think you guys agree. It made us who we are, guys. It made us have these values. And what you see with Coach Eric here is a combination of people who poured into his life. Mrs. Pleasant, I'm so sorry that we weren't able to bring you into the show, but there'll be another time we could do it. Thank you for Coach Allen and Step for sending me your videos, as well as your beautiful wife. Yeah. I wanted to show, because we have a lot of people that are here. I wanted to show the video just one more time. Are you guys okay with showing the video before we get out of here? Yes? Are y'all frozen?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good with it. Oh, are you talking to me? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to us. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking. I was waiting for some response for the
guests. I thought y'all were frozen. I was like,
all right.
Because you were so still. I'm like, even your mouth wasn't moving. I was like, is he breathing?
No problem. Right?
All right, we're gonna watch this one more time, guys, for the late bloomers and the late comers, and then we're gonna get out of here. Watch this. They say you can tell a lot about a man by the ground he walked on as a child. For Eric Scott, that ground was Monroeville, Alabama. Before the championship rings and the Coach of the Year titles, he was just a boy with a dream and a twin brother by his side. Growing up in Monroe County, life was about two things: family and football. Eric and Derek weren't just brothers, they were a unit. Whether it was on the dirt roads or the high school gridiron in '95, Eric was learning that success isn't something you take. It's something you build with the people you love. But the road to the top isn't a straight line. It's a winding path through places like Viger, Saraland, and Foley. Eric didn't just show up and win. He put in the work. He was the guy in the film room at midnight. He was the coach who cared more about a player's grades than their 40-yard dash. He took every lesson from every stop, every win, and every heartbreaking loss, and he packed them all into his playbook. He wasn't just building a career, he was building a reputation as a man of his word. Then came Baker, a program that had been waiting 36 years for a spark. In 2025, Eric Scott didn't just bring a spark, he brought a bonfire. He led those Hornets to a region title that people will be talking about for decades. When he stood there as the 7A head coach of the year, the world saw a winner. But if you looked closely, you saw a man who was simply doing what he'd been practicing since he was a kid in Monroeville, leading with humility. But if you ask Eric what his greatest trophy is, he won't point to a shelf in his office. He'll point to his living room. Behind every great coach is a support system that keeps the world turning.
Many congratulations to you, Coach Scott. What a wonderful first season as head coach. Always remember, we love you and the best is yet to come.
Whether he's being dad in the stands at a Saraland game or a husband at home, this is where the real work happens. He calls it a family business because at the end of the day, the scoreboard eventually turns off. But family is forever. This celebration of success is dedicated to the memory of a man Eric loved tremendously, his cousin, Alabama Street Trooper Justin Williams. Justin lived a life of service, a life of protection, and a life of deep, abiding love. He was an inspiration to Eric and a hero to us all. Justin, we know you're watching from the best seat in the house. This one is for you. Eric Scott is a hometown hero because he never forgot where he came from, and he never forgot who he was doing it for. Join us in celebrating Eric Scott tonight on The Ella Johnson Show. Congratulations. This has been a presentation of The Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for watching. All right, guys. Well, that sums up the night. Thank you all so much for tuning in to The Ella Johnson Show. Please do me a favor and share the broadcast. Congratulations, Eric. What's next for you? What's next?
Getting ready for spring football. And
all right. I love it.
It's coming
soon. All right, guys. Good night. See you next time.
Good night.
Thank you so much for tuning in to The Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now. And we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on The Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.